Hey, what is up everybody? It is Austin and today is the next video in the Mutton RamCharger. We got it here behind us. As you guys can tell already, the door is open and I got a couple things to show you, so let's jump into it. All right, so as I said, this RamCharger's door is now open. You guys get a little bit better look inside now. There's nothing. These seat pedestals, they might be worth something to someone. That's really the biggest thing. I don't know if it'll still work, but this does flip forward like in my RamCharger. This is a 1985 Dodge RamCharger. We got a nice big lift kit on it. And again, we'll go over this stuff later as well. But it definitely had a fire in here. It looks like it might have started up in the engine or right up here in the dashboard area. The only reason I say that is because, well, when we come back here, now the whole roof was engulfed, right? We come back here, as you can tell, we have a good light here, and over here, this one is not good, but it's worked its way down. We can see that in the damage line as well. A lot of fire was coming out of the top and it was working its way down the vehicle. Fire started somewhere either on the firewall or just in the engine bay and worked its way into the cab through that big hole there, which is the AC or the heater core. That's the whole HVAC system comes through there. That's where the blower is for the HVAC. And conveniently enough, there's our blower motor. I don't think we'll need it, but there it is. But we're gonna go ahead and try to hopefully get this RamCharger off of the trailer today. Might be a little tough. Let me flip the camera around real quick for you guys. But as you guys can tell, really close there with the wheels and tires. And then this side, we're kind of hanging over just a touch. Now, the forklift driver, as you guys saw in the last video, which I will link here above, he was just able to plop it on here. We call it good. All right, that's perfect. But for us, I don't know if it's gonna do it, because this side here, as you guys can tell, there's really not much. There's really not much room there. Not enough room to say that this is going to be pulled over. Yeah. So what we might have to do is switch out the wheels and tires on this one for the ones on my RamCharger, which is around the corner. Just so we can roll it off the trailer, because I don't think it's going to come off otherwise. All right. So I thought I was going to be all slick and be able to get the wheels and tires switched out. You might be thinking, oh, yeah, it's the wrong bolt pattern. I don't think so. This looks like the exact same bolt pattern. And I know looks are different, but, and you know, it can be different. But with all this down here, I think we have the same bolt pattern. Where I don't think we're the same is the lug nuts. Now, I do have a locking lug on my RamCharger, but this one, I don't think I have a socket for. Let me show you. All right, so for this one, let's get close up in there. That's like a spline socket, but it's, I don't know if it's like a specific keyed spline socket or what, but that's gonna make this a little bit harder. What I'm thinking maybe is if we air up the front, if we air it up a little bit and get the bulge out of both sides, that might be over pressurizing the tire, where you might have a little bit of an issue with that. You also have some fire damage on the rubber there. Now, I don't think it compromised the rest of the tire. It's still holding air. It's held air for a couple months, or at least a month now. We'll have to see. I'm going to play with it for a little bit, and I'll get back with you guys when I figure something out. All right, so we got them both aired up to 60 PSI. Still kind of sketchy. We started to roll it a little bit. It is rubbing on the fender. It is not rolling over the fender. On this side, let's take a look. This side, same way. We are rolling inside the fender, not on the fender. So we will see. You guys will see down here that this black bar that does run the whole length of the fender, the tire will try to stay up on top of this. It is what it is. This is the only way to get it off, guys. Now that we got the RamCharger off the trailer and down here, I think we can go over a couple things that have happened. While taking it off of the trailer and looking at it off camera, I would have to say that, like we were saying, over there on that other side, up in the engine bay or in that HVAC compartment area, that's where the fire started. We'll take a look at it after all of this has been cleaned up. There's a whole bunch. Looks like there was a manual right there. Maybe that was in the center console. I mean, there might have been a center console here. I don't know. But I need to start digging around in here and start shoveling some of this out. And yeah, so that's what the plan is. We'll start here in the back and work our way forward. So this is going to be a fun one, guys. Let me just throw you guys on the tripod and let's time lapse this. Was going through there. I don't know if you guys saw me on that time lapse looking at some paperwork and stuff like that. This was at the very bottom of that center console. And if you guys can see right there, it's Oklahoma verification. So this truck might have been originally from Oklahoma. I will have to look into it. Looks like this was a State Farm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. But I'll have to look into it a little bit more. I wasn't able to find the previous owner at all online. But maybe with a little extra information, we can track down where this was. If we can find pictures and stuff like that. We got the seats out. Last you guys saw me working over there, the seats were in. Got this cleaned out a little bit more. Needed the grinder. This, a big pile of both metal, wires, plastic, glass, everything you could think of is right in here. There is so much glass in this RamCharger. It's crazy. I mean, there's glass there, back door. There's glass everywhere, and I thought that I would be finished, and I'm nowhere close to finishing, vacuuming out all the glass. It's crazy. One thing I did want to mention is, it does look like there was a couple aftermarket things done outside of the cosmetic stuff on the bumpers and stuff like that. If we come over here, this is our scrap pile from all the steel that we've gotten out of it. Let's see, where are we at? Right here. Looks like there was a 12-volt port put on the bottom of this seat. I can't say anything to how well it was installed. Another thing I have some questions about is the stereo or speaker system in this RamCharger. I know that in mine, my 87, again, this one's an 85. In the 87, I have the front two, and that's it. There was a little spot for a mono speaker up in the dash. I think that's something that they did in some of the trucks, as well as maybe a RamCharger or two here or there, I don't know. But in mine, there's no speaker. There were speakers right here, and you can maybe see part of it, but there was one sitting right there too. That is something I would like to do with my RamCharger, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it yet. I need to build the side panels out. Is there anything else we're missing before I go too much further into shoveling stuff out here? Trying to keep as much of the metal as possible I'm going to try to keep the farm jack as well, off-road farm jack. I don't know, and I'm going to let you guys tell me on this. These two pieces were sitting in there as well. I have a feeling there's something to do with the farm jack. It does have a place where it goes into the hitch there. I'm guessing this as well, and maybe the farm jack hooks up to it. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. I don't know if it's a hitch extender. I really don't know, guys. Please help me out. I don't know everything, I promise. All right, so as you guys could tell, a little bit different day. It's been super hot the past couple of weeks, actually. So, yeah, I had to take a small break. We've been over 100 almost every single day. Actually, I think it has been. So, it's been a little while. It's taken a little bit of time to get everything done, cleaned out on the RamCharger. But let's go ahead and talk about the things that we're going to be using off of this RamCharger. And just everything that is here that is available that could be used or resold. And then we'll see if it's actually a good purchase or not. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Starting here in the front, obviously, I think we've already mentioned it maybe 4 or 5 different times. But the front bumper, this thing, a little bit of rust due to the paint getting cooked off of it. But this front bumper is going on to my RamCharger. The winch, the Ramsey winch, I've done a little bit of looking into it. Supposedly, Ramsey is a Oklahoma company. I promise I can use my words. But we'll see if we might be able to get some wiring harnesses for it, maybe even serviced or cleaned up. I don't know, but we're going to use the winch as well. At least that's the hope. Moving along the sides, before we go up in the engine bay, let's talk about what we have here. This one tire is obviously got some issues, but the wheels and tires are definitely on the list of things going over to my RamCharger. Let's take a look down here. We have ourselves that Skyjacker lift. The front axle, I think the plan for this is the whole leaf spring and axle assembly are just going to get put underneath mine. It'll be an easier swap. I've thought about doing the whole frame, but then that means taking off a whole nother cab of a RamCharger and the fenders and core support. That's a lot of work, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. Obviously, we got like nothing inside here anymore. So nothing from the inside. The doors, they're going. Cab's going. Let's see, we got wheels, tires, suspension. Exhaust. We got the exhaust on this thing. It is a true dual. All the way back with some glass packs. So we're going to be using that on my RamCharger as well. Back, again, another bumper that we're going to be using on mine. Another winch we're going to be using on mine. Let's see. Keep going. That's really about it, guys. The frame is in really good condition. And take a look right back here. That gas tank. The gas tanks for these RamChargers are a little hard to find sometimes, but it doesn't look like there's any heat here. So that means that, in my opinion, the gas tank is going to be perfectly fine underneath there because it didn't get hit by any of the heat from the fire. So that's really all that's here. We got bumpers, suspension, wheels, tires. Jumping back up here into the engine bay, we have a 360 or a 5.9 liter Dodge LA engine block, and we have a 4-barrel intake manifold. It looks like they might have a spacer in there. I don't know if that's original or not. The issue, and I'd love to take the intake manifold and run it on the 318. They should be really close. But as you guys can tell, I know we've already talked about it, maybe, but the melted carburetor, that thing is cooked, and I don't know if it went down into the inside of that intake manifold. But, man, that's about it. We got ourselves a whole bunch of scrap metal, with the exception of frames, bumpers, wheels, tires, suspension, guys. Other than that, I mean, that's what we got. So, if you ask me, in my own opinion, I think we have a good buy here. So, and the reason why I say that is to purchase the the wheels, I'm not saying the tires, but the wheels, if you were to purchase the wheels, the bumpers, which they're custom-made bumpers, the winches, even though it's just the body of the winch, I still think there's some value in it. The Ramsey winches run about, I think it's anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600 plus, depending on the make of the winch, or the model of the winch. And the one on the back is actually very similar to the ones that they used look-wise on the Jurassic Park Jeeps that they recreate. And Ramsey is actually the company that helped put one of those on one of those Jeeps. I think it was a recreation or something like that. I've done a little bit of research, but I think it'd be really cool to work with them in the future. I think it was a good deal. Now, could it have been better? Could it have been maybe a non-run, non-drive? That would have been amazing. And we could have brought it back. That would have been cool. But for what we paid, now the trip was a little bit more, but for what we paid, I think it was worth it. Out the door, after fees, it was $800. Before fees and stuff like that, we won it for $550. So, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And with all of that said, I'm going to go inside because it's really hot. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one.